Oh, I forgot she plugged that in.
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay, good. So, you guys listen. Anybody out there that wants to talk about what your opinion of what makes a racetrack successful, I want to hear these thoughts
I'm going to go listen to it.
because we have heard a lot over the. Okay, Alex Cage says good for me. Alex, if you want to hit us up, hey man, I'll listen to you. Your ideas of what makes a racetrack successful. Go to Moxie Media Promotions on Facebook, on the Facebook page. Message us, and I will. I'll bring you on the air. I'll bring you on the air and put you on and talk with you, which I think would be great. So Roy's hitting us. Why is he not hitting us up on the chat line? That's what I want to know. Did that go through, Moxie? Okay. I'm going to watch this real quick because I want to have this discussion of a successful racetrack because everybody's got their idea of what makes a successful track. And I'll get to the point that I'm making when we get into this discussion. I want to see what people have to say. Message us at Moxie Mean Promotions on Facebook. Private message us. If I like what you have to say, yes, Roy, go to the Moxie page. In fact, I need to bring him on the air because he's got something, and I dig the pro stocks. I like what's going on. Roy, hold on a second here. I'm going to get you all hooked up. We're going to bring you live on the air. Give me just a second here. What do you got going on over there, Gary?
Checking out some racing stuff right now. Looking at some of the posts that people have made and seeing that I've gained 250 friends since the beginning of the race season.
I gained, a lot.
I'm gonna hit Roy up. I'm gonna bring Roy. If you're ready to come on the air, let me know. Because I want you to talk about, and this is a good event. I mean, I think it's something we should probably talk about for these pro stock guys because I don't think they get enough exposure. And if they get a great series, they can put on a heck of a show. But I still want to talk about thoughts on what makes a racetrack successful. Because this is one area where everybody seems to be an expert. And I want to hear these thoughts and feelings. I want Roy to call me. Zach Nelson says the people around the track make the track successful. I can't argue with that. That's going to be a big part of it. Attitude makes a big deal in running a track. Zach, elaborate. Do you mean attitude from the participants or attitude on the management ownership side? Roy Bain, are you there, sir?
I am here.
How are you?
I am driving through the lovely city of Stockton, California.
Well, you're already lying to us because there's nothing lovely about Stockton. So you guys got a big show coming up.
Yes, sir, we do. This Saturday night be the Al Miller Memorial at the dirt track in Stockton, California.
Well, and this is the pro stock deal. You guys are on the Outlaw, Calculated Comfort Outlaw Pro Stock deal. $2,000 to win on this show.
Yes, this is through the Tri-State Pro Stock Challenge that myself and Gordon Russell.
Okay, this is the Tri-State. Okay.
Yes.
That's big money to win.
Yes, it is. We have had 5 shows. This will be our 5th show this year, and every one of our shows have been at least $1,000 to win. We teamed up with Calculated Comfort Pro Stocks for the Billy Geyer in Wairika, and I think it was $3,000 to win. We did the Cedarville race for $1,500 to win, and now we have this one coming up this weekend that's $2,000 to win. And I want to put out the sponsors real quick for this because they're the ones putting up the money.
Please do.
It'll be R&J Landscaping, Randy Miller out of San Jose, California, Miller Entertainment, which is Robert Miller, and then Lyle Hopper of Winning Attitude Racing in Paradise, California. They're the ones putting up the money to win for this. We're working with Tony Nassetti, great deal. for this track down here, and we're already starting, just like you said, for next season, we're going to have an 8 to a 10 race series next year with the Tri-State Pro Stock Series. Mike Lernis came on board down out of the Petaluma area to help with it, and we are looking to build it up to be something next year.
Well, that's awesome, and I know we've been communicating a little bit back and forth. We're going to do what we can to help you guys, with Moxie Media Promotions. We're going to see what we can do to help you guys, and that discussion is taking place in the background. I love what you guys have, the product that you guys have, the racing you guys put on. Phenomenal show, and the fact that you take these cars that, they're not $40,000 race cars.
Right.
These are older race cars that are being, if you want to use the word, repurposed for a very unique class. You might not have $40,000 race cars, but let me tell you something. You get a $40,000 show with this class. I mean, you really do.
Yeah.
The racing is phenomenal. I love watching this division.
Yeah. Something that we've done with the Tri-State that I don't know if everybody knows what we've done is our series isn't, we don't have necessarily a Tri-State set of rules. Our basic rules are you have to have a factory stock clip, no wings, no sideboards. We're not running any four-link cars. But if you're a pro stock, hobby stock, super stock at any of the tracks, you provide us a copy of the rules for the track, and you can come from any track and get on the track just like you would any Saturday night race. You don't have to change your tires, add weight, do whatever. However you set your car up in Bakersfield and race on Saturday night, you come to our race and you race it that way.
So
you don't have to change.
So let me ask you. Okay, and I'm going to bring a different perspective to you. What kind of problems does that present amongst the drivers?
Well, what we're running into is there's really no problem. Every one of our race, the top 5 has been a representative of all the different groups. You've had, when Dr. Scott Lentz comes, we all know what he is. He's highly competitive, and he's kind of dominated. Dave King out of Bakersfield is super fast in this class. You have Mike Learn out of the Petaluma area, been a top 3 car all year. You got Billy Pearson out of the Nevada Pro Stock.
Right. I used to work on his late models.
Yes. Everybody, what we're finding out is everybody's equal. The biggest problem that we're having is people not understanding. You don't have to change your car to come race with us. If you want to make your car an illegal, come.
You're still there, bud? Okay. So let me ask you a question here. Your car, okay? Give me what your car. I know you're on a 3-link rear end. You're on a 3-link suspension. You run the slick tires, right?
Correct.
Now, are you allowed to run a coilover, or is that more like a setup like a sport mod?
No, we are not allowed to run coilovers. Rules. When I show up, my car is 100% legal to the Outlaw Pro Stock Association.
Okay, so now
the
that
guys in Nevada can.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. With what you run, and let's say you're going to a neutral track where, I don't know, let's say you're going to somewhere like Antioch, okay? You bring your car, and a guy like Billy Simpkins out of the Bakersfield area shows up with his car. Is he legal?
Yes, he is absolutely legal. They have already submitted the Western Pro Stock rules. They're legal to come run with us.
Wow.
Dave King shows up like he does at Bakersfield, and he's won one race and ran second and third in a lot of them.
Wow. Very cool.
So what we were doing is we all know that a lot of the pro stocks, the outlaw pro stocks, not so much struggle with car counts. I mean, Nevada's had a rough year. The guys down at Bakersfield from time to time have 6 to 8 cars. What we're doing is supplementing, trying to show everybody that, hey, we want to come run the Bud Nationals. How this got started, I want to go run the Bud Nationals.
Right.
My car's not legal to the Bakersfield car rules.
Is that because
my bars are different? I run a J bar. They have to run a Vanguard bar.
So a J bar is
But-
bent, the Panhard bar is straight.
Correct. So we're not legal to go run with them. So we started this series to say, hey, just because I have a J bar doesn't mean I'm going to come down and speak up your show. All you're doing is getting a chance to have 20 or 30 pro stocks at your show by opening up and allowing this to do it, and nobody's really going to run away with what you're doing.
Well, and you're right. I can't argue with that. Here's my thoughts, and I've said this to another series owner, that if you have, and this is my opinion. I don't want you to be insulted by this or think I'm telling you that you're doing anything wrong. My opinion is, if you have a set of rules that is the same top to bottom for everybody, I think you're going to have a higher car count.
And I would kind of tend to agree, but we've had some people stick their toes in the water, and I've already got commitments from the guys down south. Dave's King's coming, Chris and Ryan Smith's coming, and they said 2 others that are coming out of that area to come race.
That's awesome. And I love your product. Again, I've said that before. I love your product. I love what you guys do. The show is awesome, and to watch Jeff Hodenshield, win that race at Southern Oregon Speedway was awesome.
Yep.
I thought that was that was a great deal, because Scott Lenz tried everything he could to get by him, and he went through everybody else pretty quick, but he got to Hodenshield, and Hodenshield just drove a great race. And I think it shows the level of competition, knowing what Hodenshield's car is, which is your typical pro stock. And then you've got Scott Lenz, who is, I don't want to say in a class of his own, but he's kind of got more of a late model type race car versus what a lot of you guys are running.
Well, and Scott Lenz's car is identical to mine. He has been helping me with my car, and we had talked about him possibly taking out my car one race this year and running my car. He's done it before. He hurt a motor a couple of years ago and used my older car to go out and finish up his championship for the season.
The camaraderie right there.
They're not any different. It's just a lot more experience that he's got than over a lot of us do.
He's a good wheelman. But, there's a lot of talent, with him and with you and Hodenshield and the Flowers gang. And there's a lot of Duffier.
Steve Bohr.
Yeah, Bohr, another one. Steve Bohr, another. I mean, there's a lot of talent in this division. And like I said, I love the product. I hope what you guys have explodes into a deal where you guys are traveling more up this way and down towards Bakersfield. I would love to see you guys run 20 races a year and travel more tracks, because I think the fans racing would benefit from this division. I really believe that.
Right. And the problem that we're running into is, and this is what somebody's pointed out with what you were saying, is when IMCA started, IMCA didn't have 3,000 cars built to one set of rules. Mm-hmm. They started their program, everybody built their cars to that rule.
Right.
Well, the pro stocks have already built their cars to their own local track rules. So now we're trying to open up an avenue where a guy can come hit some of the bigger shows. And next year we're looking at maybe one race a month at all the different tracks like Stockton. We've talked with Mike about a possible show at Medford next year, most likely Wairika, Cedarville. And, the guys are having a lot of fun. And the biggest thing that we've heard from the drivers leaving the track is the lack of drama when they show up to race our shows. They have a ball, and nobody's...
Well, and that's the thing.
Out.
That's the camaraderie we were talking about. You don't see drama with this division on the track. The 3 races that we've seen you guys, it's been good, clean racing. I don't think anybody had anything to complain about with this division. I would like to see this division more on a regular basis. I'd like to see you guys with a home track and travel somewhere once a month. I think that would be a fantastic deal for this class to grow to the next level. And with the talent you guys have, and now you've got some sponsorship backing on this deal, I just think that the possibilities of what you guys have is unlimited.
Yeah, we just signed up our first 2020 sponsor for the year yesterday. We got Dominator Race Products has come on for next year. They're going to give a pair of wheel covers and all the mounting hardware to everybody in the top 10 in points next year.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.